4-hour meeting between U.S. and Russian officials, culminating with several agreements on starting negotiations to end Russia's 3-year war in Ukraine. Without Ukraine at the table, listen to Trump's shocking new assertion moments ago.
I think I have the power to end this war, and I think it's going very well. But today I heard, oh, well, we weren't invited. Well, you've been there for 3 years. You should have ended it 3 years. You should have never started it. You could have made a deal.
Ukraine should never have started the invasion of Ukraine. That's an interesting comment. President Trump also casting doubt on where all the U.S. military aid to Ukraine is going.
We have to equalize with Europe because Europe has given us given a very much smaller percentage of that. I think Europe has given 100 billion, and we've given, let's say, 300 plus. And it's more important for them than it is for us. We have an ocean in between, and they don't. But where is all the money that's been given? Where is it going? And nobody, I've never seen an accounting of it.
CNN's Matthew Chance is in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Matthew, those comments, by the way, I mean, he does run the government. He's allowed to get an accounting for that money if he wants. I'm guessing that's not going to sit well with either leaders in Ukraine or Europe.
No, I mean, look, I know a lot of people in Ukraine who are, well, I mean, they're freaking out right now about what's going to come next for their country. But this is yet again President Trump pressing ahead with his determination to get a peace deal for Ukraine, apparently as soon as possible, despite the alarm, the growing alarm inside Ukraine, and despite the consternation, frankly, of America's European allies who feel very much excluded. This, of course, these latest comments coming as US and Russian officials here in Riyadh in Saudi Arabia, did what was unthinkable even a month ago before Trump was inaugurated, basically meet face to face to discuss the resetting of relations, whether it's political, economic, or diplomatic, between Washington and Moscow. Take a look. The Russians are calling these first US talks a huge accomplishment. After years of hostility, officials from both sides now chatting across a Saudi negotiating table. The US says it wanted to see how serious the Kremlin is about ending its brutal Ukraine war.
I came away today convinced that they are willing to begin to engage in a serious process to determine how quickly and through what mechanism can an end be brought to this war. Whether we can ultimately reach that outcome will obviously depend on every side in this conflict's willingness to agree to certain things.
For the past 3 years, Russia has been pounding the front lines across Ukraine, seizing territory in a full-scale invasion estimated to have inflicted hundreds of thousands of casualties on both sides. Despite tough sanctions, though, and steep losses, the Kremlin has shown little sign of wavering. Even now, briefing that the war is just one issue, along with restoring economic ties, in the possible normalization of relations with the US under President Trump.
I think, again, in the previous administration, there was so much damage done to any communication, any dialogue, any understanding of each other. So I think Biden administration. So I think we're starting from a very low base, and we have lots of road ahead of us. But I think the conversation was a dialogue, trying to understand each other's position, respectful dialogue, and that already is a huge accomplishment. No ultimatums, really understanding each other's position.
What's also striking in Riyadh is the absence of key players, not least Ukraine, whose embattled president vows he will not give in to Russia's ultimatums and express surprise US-Russia talks are proceeding apace.
Today, Europe, NATO countries, and the United States could give Ukraine hope, strong security guarantees, hope that Ukraine will become a NATO member. But today we do not hear such support from the United States. We know that they and several other European partners do not support a membership in NATO, and I believe that this is Russia's great desire.
Another is Russia being back at the top table of international diplomacy, and the Kremlin dream of shattering Western unity on Ukraine becoming a harsh reality. Well, Jake, the other issue which is gathering some steam now is when there's going to be a presidential summit between President Trump and President Putin of Russia. President Trump, in the last few minutes, saying that he will probably meet his Russian counterpart before the end of February. Now, that's about 11 days, and as far as I'm aware, both sides, certainly the Russian side and people I've spoken to in the US administration, have said they don't want to be a summit unless there's something to announce, and so that adds to the concern about what the coming days or coming week or so may bring in terms of agreement between the US and Russia. Jake.
All right, Matthew, thank you so much. Appreciate it. More breaking news. President Trump